This year, December, I had the privilege of spending time at Obi. It's my favorite place in the world. It's there by George in South Africa, by the coastline. And there's this place known as the Whale Deck. And it's beautiful. You go down this pathway down the side of a cliff and you get to this little wooden quaint deck. And when you get there, you can see only the sea. It's beautiful. And you're so close to the waves that when they crash, it sounds like thunder. And the seagulls are chirping above you, and behind you is this blanket of green. It's incredible. And I spent a lot of time there and I felt so calm. I felt so peaceful. And the environment around me was peaceful, and that's why I felt calm and peaceful, because the environment suited that. A few weeks later, I flew back down to Johannesburg and I got into a taxi, and after 5 minutes, people were hooting and racing, and there was traffic on the highway, and then there was traffic at home, and there was traffic everywhere, and I was getting irritated and tense, and then I was stressed, and I realized that the environment around us has such a big impact on us. When I was at Obi at the Whale Deck and I was very calm and peaceful, I was calm and peaceful. And when I came back to Johannesburg and the environment was stressed and busy and overactive, I became that as well. And I realized that our environment has an incredible impact on us. And I read this interesting study the other day where they took a group of about 60 old people aged between 75 and 80, and they wanted to test this concept of, does the environment affect your personality? And what they did is they took these 75, 80-year-old people and they put them in an environment as if they were 45 years old. So what they did is they took these 60 people and they put them into a housing place where the music that played was from the time they were 45. They reprinted newspapers from when they were 45. They played the TV shows and they made the houses look, they made them dress like they were 45. They made them work like they were 45. So they created this environment where these 75-year-old, 80-year-old people had to become 45-year-olds, had to imagine and act and live in an environment as if they were 45. It was quite an extensive study, but the results were phenomenal. And what they did is after the 6 or 7 weeks that they had these old people going through this, they tested them for their health, their IQ, their memory, their happiness levels. They did a whole range of tests before they went into the 6-week program and after they left. And what they found is that their overall health had improved by 5 years. Their IQ had improved overall by 8 years. And people, random people in the street were shown photos of the 70, 80-year-old people before they went into this testing program and after they left. And the random people said, on average, these people looked 3 years younger. I thought it was phenomenal that they were able to put people in a different environment and those people actually changed physically, mentally, emotionally. Isn't that powerful? Our environment has such a big impact on us. And I wanted to share with you 3 ideas that I have on how you can improve your environment around you and overall improve your life. The first key idea is surrounding yourself with positive, like-minded people. I think it was Les Brown that said, birds of a feather flock together. If you want to sit down with dogs, you're going to stand up with fleas. It's who you surround yourself with is who you become. And that is financially, socially, emotionally. If you surround yourself with people who have bad spending habits and are constantly in debt, you're going to start to accommodate that. You're going to start to become like that. Because who you surround yourself with is who you become like. So be very specific on who you're surrounding yourself with. Are they similar to you? Are they like-minded? Or would you be proud to become like them? Because ultimately you will. The second idea is be careful what you consume. You know, there's this idea of input equals output. If you're going to be bringing a lot of KFC, negative news, and negative people into your life, you're going to bring that out in the world. You're going to bring out KFC, negativity, and negative people. You're going to become a negative person. And you know, sometimes people tell me, you know, Lawrence, if you don't watch the news, you're going to be outdated with the current trends. And I don't think that's true. I haven't watched news for 4 years and I'm still here. I've probably got a more realistic view on life because news is such a one-sided negative view on how life is. And when I meet people who I don't know, I can always ask them about current trends and I can find out about what the news is in 2-3 minutes and I'm back up to date with the current trends. So be careful what you consume. Listen to inspiring audio tapes, watch motivational videos, surround yourself with good people, eat healthy food, do all these things. What you consume is what you're going to bring out. And the last idea is positive self-talk. You know, if you had a friend that spoke to you the same way you spoke to yourself, would you still be friends with that person? Sometimes we can be so critical of ourselves. We blame ourselves for things that aren't even our fault. I've got a friend that she once went to a friend's house, and her friend's parents were having a fight. And after an hour or so, she said to her friend, "I'm so sorry that I made your parents fight." And the friend was like, "No, they're fighting because they're unhappy in their marriage. It wasn't about you." But we tend to do that. We tend to take the blame and blame ourselves. So just be kind to yourself. Think of things that you love about yourself. Ask, what are you grateful for? Maybe make a list of the 5 things you love most about yourself, and just do that every night. Just create a little journal, or go and speak to yourself. Go for walks, do stuff that you love, but be kind to yourself. So guys, I think it's quite obvious to see that our environment has such an impact on who we are and how we come across. The input of the environment affects how we come out and the output of our lives. So surround yourself with positive people, like-minded people, people who will build you up. Consume things that you are proud of. And lastly, speak to yourself as your mom would speak to you, full of pride and self-love. Because at the end of the day, if you want to change your life, you're going to have to change your environment first. To create some urgency, to create some motivation for you achieving this goal, and the best way to do that is to create a timeline. Just say, I've got this goal, whatever your goal may be. It may be to write a book or to lose weight, or maybe it's something as simple as just becoming healthy, going for exercise.